today's quote, do not be afraid to make mistakes. In learning languages, nothing feels better than getting it right after getting it wrong. So what does it mean? So initially you get something wrong, and after that, next time you get it right. That gives a very nice feeling. For example, you come across a sentence like, I prefer coffee than tea. Then first time you may not be able to spot the error, and you don't get a mark. But you learn the rule, and second time you know that is not the right one, and the correct sentence is, I prefer coffee to tea. That gives a nice feeling. So what does it mean? Nothing feels better than getting it right after getting it wrong. This goes especially with languages, especially with English language. Now we'll see the paper, this paper, Analysis of Model Test 27. The passage, in my opinion, very difficult for two reasons. One reason, it doesn't go with our culture, it doesn't go with our society, it doesn't go with the technology we use. We are not used to this technology. We are not used to something like this. So it is very difficult to relate to this technology. The second one, I think it's a lengthy passage, not a short passage, a lengthy passage. So that way also, this passage is rather difficult. But whatever it is, I have been telling you people, whether it is easy or difficult, you can get a minimum how many marks? If you read the passage, 5 marks. So with that intention, you have to read the passage. Now coming to errors, I feel moderate. I don't want to say easy. 2 or 3 are a bit difficult. And one of the reasons why I rate these questions moderate, they're pretty lengthy. And also the context is not quite familiar. In my opinion, fillers are easy. Today the fillers are rather easy fillers. And para-jumble also easy. But now I want to be a little careful. Last time also I said easy, but only a few students could get the correct order. So we'll decide whether it is easy or difficult after seeing the correct order. What is the last one? Close. Close is also easy. A very short passage about Bangladesh, the garment industry. You should get all the 5 correct. So looking at that, if you don't consider the para-jumble, because it's not quite encouraging, you don't consider the passage. And how many questions will you attempt? 5, 5, 5. How many? 15. So you should get in the range of between 10 and 15. That's a good score. I'm not considering para-jumble. Only close test, fillers and errors, you should get in the range of between 10 and 15. That's a good score. But those are really good at English, they should get, I'm talking about the national level. At the national level, in my opinion, good score is always between 18 and 22. If someone gets between 18 and 22, it's a very good score, a paper like this. So with that introduction, shall we go to the actual paper and see the questions? Shall I ask the question, how many of you have read the passage, or this also like yesterday? I have the answer with me. How many of you have read the passage? Raise your hands. Oh, I see a lot of students. That's a good thing. Okay. Now, what is this passage about? The passage is about in-house display, related to what? 2 things. One is related to electricity consumption. The other is related to cooking gas, because it's a domestic thing. And the writer talks about the technology, where it is being used, what are the main objectives, what are the limitations, and what is the impact of this technology on the environment. These are the broad areas. But the main focus, after the initial introduction, the writer moves on to the response of the customers or the response of the users, how they responded, what are the limitations, what are the difficulties, and broadly speaking, the writer feels the response has been positive or negative. Negative. That is the main objective of the writer. So keeping that in mind, we'll start with the first question. The title for the given passage could be what? How to implement IHDs in households. He doesn't talk about that. As I said, he emphasizes more on the decrease of the interest because of various factors. Diminishing interest of people with respect to installation of IHDs in their households. How many of you think this is the right answer? Absolutely right. Please mark this one. But this is not initially. Initially, the writer doesn't talk about this, but slowly he takes you in that direction, and he gives a lot of reasons to highlight this particular idea or objective. Underline the word diminishing. Write the meaning of the word diminishing. Diminishing means what? Decreasing. Looks like you guys are good at vocabulary as well. So diminishing, what is the meaning? Decreasing. Underline the word household. That is also a typical everyday English word. We'll see the other options. Positive attitudes of people towards various energy feedback initiatives. Now the feedback is negative. Expectations surrounding the installation of IHDs to optimize domestic energy consumption. It is not about the expectations. Based on this word, you can keep it aside. Energy consumption across the globe. No, it talks about a few countries. So the word across the globe, the expression, you cannot consider this option. So what is the answer here? The second option is the answer. Now we'll see question number 2. What is the author trying to convey through the phrase wearing off? Please underline this, and below you write, it is not actually a phrase, it is a phrasal verb. Please write phrasal verb. What is it? A phrasal verb. Where is a verb, off is a preposition. So verb plus preposition, what do you call it? As a unit. It is a phrasal verb. So wearing off, this goes with everyday English, especially it goes with your footwear and products. You use a lot, then what happens? They wear off. Now we'll see the meanings. First meaning, what is it? First option, what is it? Sudden onset. Please underline the word onset. Onset means what? Beginning, starting, beginning. But that is not the meaning. Wiping out completely. The other day you got one word. What is the word for that? Wipe out completely from the planet Earth. Extinct. So it doesn't go with this context. Diminishing gradually. Wear off means what? To reduce gradually. So what is the answer here? The third option is the answer. Gaining effectiveness. Wear off has a negative meaning, but this option is a positive meaning, not correct. Stopping abruptly. The other day you got the word abrupt. Abrupt means what? Sudden. So it doesn't go with this. So what is the answer here? Diminishing gradually. Question number 3. Which of the following is true in the context of the passage? Involving users in the process of installing IHDs can create rifts between the receivers. Please underline the word rift. A rift means what? Gap. Please write the meaning. Gap. G-A-P. A rift means gap. A rift between two people. What does it mean? Gap between two people. Do you think that is right? The option. With IHDs installed, people are expected to respond better to bouts of power supply. If you look at the first paragraph, the last sentence talks about that. The response based on the bouts of. Please underline the word bouts. Bouts means spell, time, period. Also write the word stretch. So bouts means what? Spell, time, period, time period, stretch. It also means a period of intense activity. Please write the other meaning. A period of intense. Intense means what? Severe. Intense activity. Now they installed these IHDs with an objective. What is objective? Objective in the sense some expectation. What is the expectation? People are expected to respond better to bouts of power supply. So if you take the hard copy, Please go to the first paragraph and read the last sentence. How does it go? Implicit in this justification, please read that sentence, is the expectation that these will equip people with the information they need to help reduce the overall energy consumption, shift it away from periods of peak demand, or respond flexibly to periods of oversupply. The sentence and this option more or less the same thing. So based on that, what is the answer? The answer is the second option. Hope you guys are listening. How many have got the second one? Thought of the second option? I appreciate those students. Now question number 4. Which of the following is most nearly the opposite in meaning? And what is the word ominously? Which part of speech is it? Adverb. What is the adjective form? Without ly, ominous. So write the meaning of that word. So what is the meaning? Something that seems to be bad. Something that seems to be bad. Okay? It has a negative connotation. Simply you could write ominous means bad or negative, not positive. Shall I go back to the question paper? Now he wants opposite meaning. That means what? You have to select a positive word or a negative word. Positive word. Simultaneously. Simultaneously is neither positive nor negative. It's a neutral word. So you cannot consider. What is the meaning of the word simultaneous? At the same time. Simultaneous means what? At the same time. Blindly. Positive or negative? So calmly. Calm is a neutral word. Neither positive nor negative. But to some extent on the positive side. Woefully. Please underline the word and write the meaning. That is also a negative word. Please write the meaning of that word. Expressing in a manner of sorrow or misery. Something negative. Sorrow or misery. So can we select this word? On what basis? Because it is a negative word. Now what is the last word? Encouragingly. This is completely, outright a positive word. And it goes with the opposite of ominously. So what is the answer for question number 4? The fifth option. Now question number 5, there is a problem with the key. According to the author, the fallback effect, please underline that, with respect to installation of IHDs refers to. All of you take the hard copy and go to the last paragraph, somewhere I think 6th or 7th sentence from the end of the passage. He talks about this. And he gives a reason also. They give the feedback and the feedback becomes quite monotonous. Monotonous means what? Mono means what? Only one. Today you people are quite aggressive. You're responding immediately. So monotonous means what? Something same thing getting repeated. And usually it has a negative connotation. Monotonous means boring, not interesting, because the same thing is repeated. And the combination word, write the combination word, monotonous work. Work is monotonous, or the feedback, monotonous feedback, means the same one getting repeated. Have you written the meaning? Now the first option is not right. Falling back and regaining interest in information received from installation of such feedback initiatives. completely ignoring the advantages of installing IHDs. This is also not right. I think the key says not at all getting accustomed to. Am I right? But that is not the right answer. The answer is the fourth option, loss of interest in feedback received, as such information soon becomes monotonous. This has been clearly mentioned in the passage. That's why I said underline the word monotonous. Obviously, anything that is monotonous, after some time you get bored. You don't find it interesting. So what is the answer here? It is not option number 3, it is option number 4. Is it question number 6? Yes. Which of the following is most nearly the same in meaning, and what is the word implicit? You all must have heard quite often I say explicit, implicit. So explicit means what? Direct. Implicit means what? Implied or indirect. Now we'll see, he wants the same meaning. First you underline the word constrained. The other day you got this word. Constrained means what? Restrict, stop, restrict, constrain, hurdle, bottleneck, impediment. All these words could be written. Constrain means what? Constrain as a verb to restrict, and as a noun, a bottleneck, an impediment, a hurdle. Any of these words could be written. Is it the right word, right choice? No. Inherent, please underline the word inherent and write the meaning. Inherent means inbuilt, ingrained, inbuilt or ingrained, part of something, part of something. Ingrained means what? Part of something. Now this seems right or wrong. Just hold that one. Driven, drive, drove, driven. Does it go with this context? Out of context. Arrived. Does it go with this context? No. Fixed. Does it? No. So what is the answer here? What is option number? Inherent. You may ask, sir, how is it the correct choice? When you take a passage, you see the information. That means what? It is explicit. It is printed in the passage, explicit. But something is there you don't see. Then what do you say? Implied or implicit. But it is there or it is not there. Is it part of it or it is not part of it? It is part of it. Where is it? It is inbuilt, it is ingrained, but not visible. From that angle, implicit, the correct choice is inherent. Don't think they are separate. Now question number 7. The author in the given passage seems to be extremely content. Please underline the word content. This content is different. Whatever you come across regularly, that is different. Here, what is the meaning of this word? Satisfied. Exactly. Please write the word satisfied, very happy, satisfied or very happy. Now, extremely content that such systems exist to keep a constant check on one's energy consumption. The passage is on the positive note or on the negative note? Negative note, so you cannot consider this one. That too, extremely happy, you cannot consider based on the first word. What is the second option? Worried that people may soon start misusing such initiatives to their benefit. This also the writer doesn't express. So first one is ruled out, second one is ruled out. Cautious about the usage of feedback initiatives of energy consumption. This seems absolutely right. So what is the answer here based on that? Only C. Which option says? Answer is the fifth option. Only C. Okay. See what happens, there are two issues here when it comes to passage. First issue, people don't read, they come without reading. Second issue, those who read also, sometimes they feel sir is not explaining in detail, he is not reading out the entire passage, he is not explaining the sentences. See, usually given a choice, imagine I have about half an hour to explain the passage, what will I do? I will take each sentence, I will read out, I will explain the meaning, and I will take the paragraph, I will tell the gist of the paragraph, then overall I will read out, I will tell the broad framework of the passage. Then I will go to the questions. But unfortunately, now itself we are not getting time. Yes or no? Every day, 60 minutes, it is getting extended an hour and 20 minutes, or on an average, an hour and 15 minutes. So those students who have read the passage, please don't be disappointed. I've been thinking of a way how to handle this problem. Only way, I have to squeeze in some more time. Instead of 60 minutes, I have to request the management, the director, to allot an hour and 15 minutes for me so that I can spend 15 minutes exclusively on the passage. Very simple. Then the problem is sorted out. There are two benefits there. One is those who read the passage, they'll be very happy because they get connected, they understand whatever I say, and that's what they expect. They come with that expectation, obviously. It goes without saying. Second, the major advantage, the majority, those who come without reading the passage, when I explain, at least they understand, oh, this is the passage about, this is all we have to read, this is all we have to answer the questions. And slowly they get initiated. They get initiated to what? Reading the passage. In the long run, that helps them. So we'll try to do something, but for the time being, please accept this and we have to move on. Is that clear? Now, what is the question number 8? An easy one. Opposite, uncertain. So what is the answer? Is it worthwhile? No. Safe? No. Definite? Obviously. Uncertain means what? Not definite. So what is opposite? Definite. Underline the word ambiguous. Ambiguous means what? Not clear, but a better word, usually I give this word. Vague. Write the word vague. One more word is there. What is it? Equivocal. That is also an important word. That also means the same. Vague, equivocal, ambiguous. But when I talk about ambi means what? Two. Ambiguous means what? Two things are there, you get confused. So based on this, usually I give the word. Please write the word because a lot of new students are there. Ambidextrous. Ambidextrous means what? To be able to use both the hands. Ambidextrous. And dexterity, write the word. Dexterity means what? Skill. Dexterity is a noun form. Dexterity means skill. Shall I change? No response? Okay, thank you. What is the question number? Which of the following is or are the possible consequences of installing smart meters in residential buildings as mentioned in the passage? The very first paragraph talks about the objectives, the intention, expectations, all these things. So what is the first one? It may slightly lessen the negative impact on environment. In the first paragraph, the writer talks about the impact of this is only 1% as against the expected 20%. Do you remember there's one sentence? That means what? This is right or wrong? It does make an impact, but slightly. 1% of 20%, it is subtle, slight. There will be controlled consumption of power supply. This is also right. When you give the feedback, it will be controlled. I think you got this word the other day. What is it? It will lead people to become miserly. Is it right? Is this right? No. So you responded for the question, you got this word the other day. Fine. So what is the answer based on that? The third one is wrong. Please mark the third one wrong. Only A and B. Which option says that? Both A and B. Question number 10. Which of the following is most nearly the same in meaning? And what is the word? Momentum. So what is the word? What does it mean? Momentum means what? The strength or power while moving, especially. In the moment, while moving, there's some strength, there's some power. That is what we call, but still you can take the first option. What is the answer here? Strength is the answer. What is the meaning of the word flexibility? Flexible. What is the opposite of flexible? Rigid. Rigid, opposite, flexible. And this is an important word, please write. People mispronounce this word. It is not souvenir, it is souvenir. Usually what people say, souvenir. Souvenir, not so. It has two different meanings, but general, typical meaning, please write. A reminder of a person, place, event, etc. Something that reminds you of a reminder of a person. Usually it goes with, please underline the word place and also the word event. Imagine this institute has completed 10 years successfully, a decade. Then the director wants to celebrate on the eve of completing 10 years. What will the director do? He will publish a small book. In that book, he writes the mission of the institute, the vision of the institute, the accomplishments or the achievements, and the people behind all these things with a lot of photographs. That book, what do you call that book? That is called a souvenir. That is a primary meaning. And the secondary meaning, if you go to a place like Andaman and Nicobar Islands, and you come across exotic marine life, exotic shells, seashells, and corals as well. You buy a seashell, and you want to remember, whenever you look at that shell, you think of your whatever you did over there, good or bad, that's a different thing. So then what do you call that seashell? It is a souvenir. So you got the meaning. Now what is the answer for question number 10? First option is the answer. So as usual, thank God the passage is over. Now I see a lot of students, the body language changes, they become more attentive, more active, and they try to listen very carefully. Now questions 11 to 15, what do they deal with? Spot the errors, am I right? See, look at the sentence, how lengthy it is. It looks like a paragraph, not a sentence. At the outset, if someone sees, they will ask, is it a sentence or a paragraph? So it is definitely a problem. Some students have created gloves with sensors that allow those whose speech and hearing impaired to communicate with those who don't understand sign language by translating signs into text, which is displayed on their smartphones. Now my first question, is there an error? How many of you think there is no error? How many of you think there is an error? Those who say there is an error, not based on the key, but otherwise, where is the error? Is it the first part or the second part? How many of you say second part? Please underline the second part, all of you. Now, what is wrong with this part? What is missing? Do you think something is missing? If you think something is missing, what is missing? Now underline, now let us read from here. That, what is the subject here? All are in plural form. Students, gloves, sensors. Then the verb is not an issue. That allow those whose speech and hearing are impaired or without are impaired. Do you say his speech impaired or his speech is impaired? Are you listening? I will repeat the question. Will you say his speech impaired or his speech is impaired? So what is missing here? The word are is missing. Please add the helping verb to be. Speech and hearing are impaired because two things are there. Whose speech and hearing are impaired. I will use it in a singular form, perhaps then you understand. Imagine someone's speech is affected. Here impaired means what? Damaged or affected. Imagine someone's speech is affected, then what do you say? His speech is affected, not affected. His speech is, I will use this word, impaired. His speech is impaired. His speech is affected. Does it sound right or wrong? It sounds perfect. Now substitute one noun, use two nouns. His speech and hearing. Here hearing is what? Noun. Both are nouns. Then will you say is or are? Obviously. It should be there or it should not be there. It has to be there. So what is the error here? The helping verb to be, are, is missing. So please add that one. That is very difficult to make out. As I said today, the spot the errors moderate for two reasons: lengthy sentences and to some extent difficult. Now I'll read out question number 12. Quality control was a huge problem on the country. So this is an easy one. Save your time. It is not on, it is what? In. Now please write two expressions in your notebook. The first one, in the campus, on the campus. She lives in the campus, she lives on the campus. How many of you think the first one is right? How many of you think the second one is right? The first one is wrong, but it is usually people say that she lives in the campus. Please make a note, whenever you use the word campus, it is on the campus, not in the campus. They have given in a few exams. Irrespective of what? That doesn't matter. Usually campus, only campus I'm talking about. Subject is not important. Here the point is, it's a phrase. What is a phrase here? In campus or on campus? In the campus or on the campus? Definitely it is on the campus. There is one more that goes with this particular preposition. Please write one more expression. In the third floor, on the third floor. Please, how many of you think I live in the third floor, I live on the third floor? Which one is right? Usually people say what? In the third floor. That is also a common error. In the third floor is not correct. It should be on the third floor. The same way on the campus. Hope it's clear. Now what is the question number? Question number 13, as the storm hit, this you have to read very carefully, otherwise you get confused. You should know where to take a pause. As the storm hit multiple states and millions of people simultaneously. That's how you have to read. It hit two things, one multiple states, the other millions of people simultaneously. The problem with this sentence, punctuation. People were unable to go to the neighboring states for aid. Again, either full stop or a new sentence should be there. Full stop and capital letter. Better use. Thus emphasizing how important it is to have a central disaster relief agency. When you read this way, take the use the correct punctuation and take correct pauses. When you read that way, do you find it easy? Do you find any error or you don't find any error? How many of you think how many of you respect the fifth option? That is the answer. What is the answer here? No error. But without that punctuation, it is very difficult to make out. You cannot understand. When I read the sentence, I was a little confused. What is the sentence and how does it go? What is the pattern? Then I realized there's a problem with punctuation. So once you get the right punctuation, it becomes very easy for you to make out what is the correct, where the error is. Easy one or difficult one? This is a tough one. And there's a problem with the key. Drought gourd, which has a bacterial gene that enables it to better retain water, is the first genetically modified crop to have approved by the Department of Agriculture. Now where is the error? How many of you think The second part. Why the second part? Generally, what do you say? That enables it to retain water better. That's the usual pattern. But in English, to emphasize, we change the position. For example, Tibet lies beyond the Himalayas or in the Himalayas. This is a typical pattern. What is the pattern here? Tibet, subject, lies, verb. Where does it lie? In the Himalayas, and adverb of place. But sometimes we try to emphasize, or we want to use a different construction. Beyond or in the Himalayas lies Tibet. This is also right, but it doesn't go with the regular pattern. So that way, there is no problem with the second part. That enables it to better retain water. Perhaps the writer is trying to emphasize. So based on that, there is no error, the second part. Now, is there an error or the sentence? What do you think? The sentence is right or wrong? Where is the error then? Someone said fourth part. That's right. What is the error? All of you please underline, have approved by the Department of Agriculture. Now, whenever you see the preposition by, then what should you think of? Which topic of English grammar? Active voice and passive voice. She has completed the work. The work has been completed by her. Now here, is it to have approved by the department or to have been approved by the department? Been. What is missing here? The word been is missing. Then don't ask me, sir, do we have to use it in the third part or the fourth part? That is your choice. Do you understand? But no, where is it actually? To have been. Obviously the fourth part. I thought the division. So please write this expression, to have completed. To have approved, or you could also write to have approved. Now, which part of speech is this? Take this as one unit. Then my question, which part of speech is it? Or which form of a verb? I'll change the question. You can make out it is a verb, infinitive. Infinitive, we have three types. Which infinitive is this? Perfect infinitive. When I teach non-finite verbs, I teach three things. One, infinitive. Second, participle. Third, gerund. So infinitive I teach three. First one, without to, what do you call it? Bare infinitive. Second, with to, what do you call it? Present infinitive. Then you have the construction or the structure like to have plus verb past participle. Whenever you see the verb in the past participle form, it should be a perfect thing. So here it is infinitive with the past participle form of the verb. Then what is it called? Perfect infinitive. So please write these two expressions and write perfect infinitive. In so many exams, they have given questions related to perfect infinitive. How they give the question, they don't use the correct form of the verb. To have complete, to have approved, to have completing. Are they right? No. To have completed, to have approved, to have written, to have passed. This is a structure. Please put a star mark, an important one. Now, what is the question number? This is also very important. If you get this right, I'll be very happy. The European Central Bank calmed the markets by promising to do whatever it takes to stimulate. I think you got this word yesterday. Stimulus, response. Economies via a program of aggressively buys European bonds and keeping interest rates low. Now the question is there an error or not? Which part has an error? Fourth part. So where is the error? First you underline the word keeping. Here it is a verb. Which form is it in? Present participle or ing form. When you use, there's one more verb. Which one is that? Buys. Is it in ing form? So when you use two grammatical units in a clause or in a sentence, they should be in the same form or they should be the same part of speech. Here he has used the verb. Then the verb should be in the same form. What is the form here? Present participle. Then what is the correct expression? Buying, buying and keeping. Other words are not important. Buying, keeping. Both are in the same form. So what do you call this? Please write. Parallel expression. What is it called? Parallel expression, parallel construction, parallelism, parallel structure. An important one. In so many exams they have given questions related to this, and if you don't read the sentence carefully, then you cannot spot the error. I would like to know how many of you have got this one right. Okay. Now 5 questions have we completed related to errors. How many of you have got all the 5 correct? Please raise your hands. Only one student. Please give her a big hand, she deserves. That is really good. Have you had your lunch? All of you. You understand English? I said give her a big hand. Because when I said, she must have felt happy. Oh, master said good and he said give her a big hand. Then no response. How does she feel? That is not fair. Now let us move on. Questions 16 to 20. It's already. Question, what are these questions about? 2-word fillers. A horror of damaged roads and broken railings. Please underline the word railings. I don't know how many of you know the meaning of this particular word. Imagine sometimes next to the road, I'm not an artist, I hope it looks like that. So imagine there's a road or a street or a path, and this side or that side you see metal structures like this. Those are known as railings. One of the meanings, railings. So broken railings. To huge traffic jams greet commuters. Please underline the word commuters. That's an important word. What is the meaning of the word commuter? First you write the verb form, commute. Then you understand. Commute means to travel long distances usually for what? For work. You travel long distances every day for work. Then what is that called? Commuting, commute. And the person who does it, commuter. Commute is a verb form, commuter is a noun form. Commuters every day. Now you have to decide based on, we'll start with the first word in each pair. Inanely. How many of you know the meaning of this word? This word doesn't go with everyday English, so it is very difficult to guess the meaning of this particular word. Please write the meaning. It means insignificant. Insignificant or silly or not important. Significant means what? Important. Insignificant, not important. Silly. Does it go with this context? Does it go with the roads? No. Inanely damaged roads. I don't think that is the right one. And what is the second? Ending to huge traffic jams. Is that right? No. That means what? You cannot consider the first option, first pair. A horror of highly damaged roads. This seems right. Damaged to what extent? To a great extent. Then what do we say? Highly damaged roads and broken railings following to huge traffic jams greet commuters every day. Here following means what? Resulting in. Following means what? Resulting in. This seems right, but hold this one. We'll check other options. A horror of badly damaged roads and broken railings leading to. This also seems perfect. Hold the fourth option as well. No, second and third. Totally damaged, that word is right. Cause to huge. Cause, you cannot use a preposition to. So based on the preposition, the fourth option is ruled out. Acutely damaged. Please underline the word acutely. Which part of speech is it? Adverb. What is the adjective form? Acute. Acute means severe. And write the combination. Usually it goes with pain, suffering. Acute pain, P-A-I-N. Acute suffering. Acute hardships. These are the combinations. Acutely. A reason to huge. Is that right grammatically? Not right. Now you have to decide between the second option and the third option. Is it following to or leading to? Something leads to something else. So what is the answer based on that? The third option, badly damaged and leading to. See, I would like to, usually regular classes, I give a lot of related words. Here the problem is always, it's a race against time. What does it mean? We don't have a lot of time to discuss or give more information. I'm always, my hands are tied. But please write quickly, what is the concept here? Road. Please write the road. And what are the typical words? First you write the word potholes. Then you write the word puddles. Narrow, wide, those are easy words. I don't want you to write, but write cul-de-sac. There should be a hyphen. C-U-L-D-E-S-A-C. Cul-de-sac means dead end. Dead end. Some roads, they have a dead end. Then we use the expression cul-de-sac. It is a, don't go that side, it's a cul-de-sac. What does it mean? It's a dead end. And potholes. Our politicians, they talk about, I don't want to mention the names. I may hurt the feelings of some people. But one of the politicians and who is in the limelight, admired by a lot of youngsters, quite often he takes a lot of pride to say, Hyderabad is a world-class city. We have world-class infrastructure. You come to today, beyond any doubt, high-tech area, the remaining city, if you compare, high-tech area looks entirely different, beyond any doubt. But you come there also, every road you have potholes. And other parts of the city also, you have a lot of potholes. So pothole means what? A big hole in the middle of the road. Now today, Hyderabad is not known for world-class infrastructure. It is known for world-class potholes. Now what is the meaning of the word puddles? Puddle, singular, puddles, plural. Usually what happens, rainy season, initially there is a pothole, then it rains a lot, the potholes become bigger, or the pothole becomes bigger, and water is there in the pothole. If there is a big pothole with water, then it is called a puddle. So please write the meaning. Pothole means a hole in the middle of the road, and puddle means a big hole with water. When water is there, we use the word puddle. Every day it's a curse for me while driving. I drive my car, high-tech city area, especially in the evening. Every day I mention that guy's name. This guy says it's world-class. What world-class? I don't understand. Every day it's a pain in the neck. You know the meaning. And what surprises me, the roads are narrow, one thing, roads are full of potholes, another thing, and people don't follow the traffic rules, the height of it. And the height of one more, the next level, the peak of it, girls also, they come in the opposite direction, they don't follow the traffic rules. The other day, what shocked me, I was going in one direction, opposite direction, a girl came, wrong route, and some guys, sensible people, I know, usually I don't respond. I know what will happen, how people respond. A newcomer, he was trying to question her. And this girl, so boldly and aggressively, she was blaming this guy. She said, mind your business, don't talk that way. She was so aggressive. Then I wondered, whose mistake was it, this guy's or that girl's? Hyderabad guys are like that. They make a mistake and they try to question you. So it's always safe not to point out if someone comes in the wrong route. So have you got the meaning of the word puddle? Cul-de-sac you got. Now let us go back to, what is the question number? 17. You got the answer for question number 16. What is the answer? Question number 17. Whatever the word, from girls regarding the mismanagement of hostel premises or premises, keep, here the clue for you, please underline the preposition in. Now let us check lists from girls regarding the mismanagement. Now this sentence seems right, positive or negative? How can you say negative? Please underline the word mismanagement. Then lists, does it talk about anything negative? No. Praises, can you consider this? Definitely not. What is the third one? Complaints. This seems right. Hold the third option. Criticism from girls. This also seems right. Hold this one, hold this one. And protest. This also seems right. Now we have to decide, is it the third, fourth or fifth? Now we have to check the second word in each pair, these pairs. What is the second one in option 3? Complaint from girls regarding the mismanagement of hostel premises keep pouring in. Seems right or wrong? Seems right, hold that one. And rushing in. They don't rush. Rushing in is not correct. So this is ruled out. Lying in. Lying, after that you cannot use, because here in, it goes with some sort of movement. But lie, it is static. Please underline this word and put a star mark. Once we see the answer, we'll spend some time on that word. Now what is the answer here based on that? The third option. Complaint from girls regarding the mismanagement of hostel premises keep pouring in. Means they keep coming. Now please be attentive for 2 or 3 minutes. Try to respond. First you write the word L-I-E. My question, which part of speech is this? Is it a noun or a verb? We'll respect noun first. So write noun and write the sentence quickly. I will not write the sentence. Listen and write. He told a lie yesterday. Please write the sentence. He told a lie yesterday. He told what? A lie. Here what is lie? A noun. Then again you write the word lie. Verb. Then answer my question. Is it a regular verb or an irregular verb? Don't ask me what is regular, what is irregular. Is it regular or irregular? How many of you say regular? Raise your hands. How many of you say irregular? Raise your hands. How many of you say both? Raise your hands. That is the answer. So first you write regular. See, this is very important. In so many exams I've given and so confusing. That's why I said be attentive for 5 minutes. As a regular verb, please write the 3 forms. What are the 3 forms? Lie, lied, lied. And what is the meaning? To tell a lie. So write one example. She lied yesterday. About the lie, there is a joke I would like to share. First you write the sentence. She lied yesterday. Someone asked a journalist or they asked a genius or an intellectual, sir, how can we tell politicians are lying? What is the question? How can we tell politicians are lying? Then the answer, whenever they speak, they are lying. It's very easy. How can you tell? If they speak, they are lying. So now lie, lied, lied. What is the example you have written? She lied yesterday. Which tense is that? Past tense. Lied yesterday. Now the problem. As an irregular verb, what are the 3 forms? Lie, lay, lain. Please write lie, lay, lain. And it has 2 different meanings. Please write the first meaning. Have you copied the form? First meaning of lie, lay, lain. To be in horizontal position. Especially while relaxing. When you relax, what is the position? Horizontal. Then that is the first meaning and the typical meaning. The second meaning, please write the second meaning as well. To be in a particular state. For a long time. This meaning goes with things, property, things. And the first meaning goes with persons, people. You got the 2 meanings. Now write one example. She lay in the sofa yesterday. L-A-Y. She lay in the sofa yesterday. Lie is a present form. What is the past form? Lay. Because I used the word yesterday, I gave the example in past tense. Hope you are listening carefully. Fine. Then there is one more verb. Please write L-A-Y. What is the meaning of that? Or what are the three forms? Lay, laid, laid. So what is the meaning? To put something down. To put something down. Write one example. She laid the bag on the table yesterday. She laid the bag on the table yesterday. Or the minister laid the foundation stone, a typical example, if you read the newspapers. The minister laid the foundation stone. So these you have to remember. In so many exams they gave questions related to lie as a verb, as an irregular verb, and the verb lay. You should not get confused. Now shall we, what is the question number? Question number 18, am I right? Doctors say that loss of appetite. Please underline the word appetite. We are running out of time. We'll try to be, please write quickly. Appetite means what? Lack of the feeling of hunger. You don't feel like eating. Lack of feeling of hunger. Vomiting and dizziness. Underline the word dizziness. Dizziness means what? The feeling that everything is spinning and you feel that you may lose the balance. What is the Telugu word for that? There is one more word. Please write that word also. What is it called? Giddiness. Both mean the same. So doctors say that loss of appetite, vomiting and dizziness also become in the of an earthquake. This is a bit difficult based on they have given nice words. Can you use the word, leave the first pair, can you use the word easy in this context? Can you say all these become easy? No. All these become frequent? Possibility. In the consequence of an earthquake. Does it sound right? No. Every day. Also become every day. Wrong. Become regular and remains of an earthquake. Is that right? No. So based on that, what is the answer? They become commonplace. That is an expression. Something becomes commonplace means what? It happens. And in the, what is the next word? Aftermath of an earthquake. That is also the right word. So what is the answer here? First option is the answer. Question number 19. The delegation of contractors, the minister and him of the present situation. All these questions, in my opinion, if you read the newspapers, one reading you can easily make out. The delegation of contractors saw the minister, perhaps right, and explained him of the situation, present situation. Saw the minister, hold that one. I said you can consider. Met the minister. Which one is better, saw or met? So once you see this, this cannot be considered. Apprised. Please write the meaning of the word apprised. It's an important word. Tomorrow you take up the job, you come across this word quite often. Apprise means inform. Inform or tell. Apprised means informed. So does it sound right? Met the minister, apprised him of the present situation. Appealed the minister. After the word appealed, what should you get? Which preposition are you supposed to use? Appealed to the minister, but to is not there. So it is not right. Expected the minister. Does it sound right? No. Hosted the minister. No, not. So what is the answer? The second option is the answer. Met the minister and apprised him of the present situation. What is the meaning of the word acquainted? Acquaint means to become familiar, to get familiar. Please write the meaning. To become familiar or to get familiar with something or someone. And what is the noun form of this word? Acquaintance. Acquaintance, a known person, familiar person, but not a friend. Now question number 20. The actress is that many producers have shown. Yesterday I said whenever you come across an article, you got to be alert and quickly eliminate a few options. How many options can you eliminate? Straight away you can eliminate. So is happy that many producers have shown first one also, shown a sorry interest in a high interest in a film. No, I think here the second word, how many options are there with, we cannot consider the first one and the fifth one, and also, am I right? The second word, A is there before the second blank. That means what? The second word should not begin with a vowel letter or a vowel sound. How many options are there? 2 or 3? Which one is the first one? 1. Second one? Fourth one is the first one. My mistake. Fine. Now we'll see. The actress is sorry that many producers have shown a high interest in her film. If they show interest, why will she feel sorry? Not right. Practically not correct. The actress is beaming. Write the meaning of the word beaming. Beaming means to smile broadly. Broad smile. Not casual smile, broad smile. And can you use the word remarked? A remarked interest. That is not right. The actress is elated. Elated means what? Extremely happy. Please write the meaning of that word. Extremely happy that many producers have shown a keen interest in her film. Keen interest means a lot of interest. This seems right. And what is the fifth one? Already we have rejected that one. So what is the answer here? The fourth option is the answer. Now this paragraph is about what? You should always ask the question, what is this about? It is about poverty. And how many sentences are related to this word poverty? 3 or 4 or 5? 3. Straight away. 3 sentences, one group, and the last remaining sentences, one group. Now we'll start with elimination, because I see a lot of new students. Can A be the first sentence? Why? Underline the word however. B, can it be the first sentence? Yes or no? There is a possibility. Hold that one. C, which word are you supposed to underline? This. And D, why? Therefore. E, it. And also the word also. And F, this word does not merely be increasing. Please underline the words. Next time it will be easy for you. That's the reason why I'm doing it. Now let us see what is the first sentence here. B is the first sentence. What is it? In almost all underdeveloped countries, please underline underdeveloped countries, where per capita income is very low, income inequality has resulted in a number of evils. A number of evils, of which poverty is certainly the most serious one. Clear statement. Now what is the, please mark this one. 1. What is the second sentence? As I said yesterday also, I said writers, they make a statement, they try to introduce a contrasting opinion with words like however, despite, but, all these. So based on that, poverty, however, is a socio-economic phenomenon. Please underline socio-economic phenomenon that is intimately, closely associated with inequality. So what is the second sentence? A is the second sentence. Here he says it is a socio-economic, then he wants to elaborate that idea, he wants to go one step beyond. So what is the third sentence? When you want to add more information, you try to emphasize what is the word for that? Also. Not only this, but also that. So that is a clue for you. It represents what? It stands for what? Poverty. It also is more of a phenomenon of social marginalization. Please underline the word marginalization. We'll see what the meaning of that later. Of an individual, household or group in the community or society, rather than inadequacy of income to fulfill the basic needs. What is the sentence number? Now what is the fifth and sixth are rather easy. Fifth talks about something, continuity of the thought. Sixth one. Fourth one, if you get it right, you get all the six, the correct order. What is the fourth sentence? How many of you have chosen D as the fourth sentence? Very good. Therefore, inadequate income is one of the factors of marginalization, but not the sole factor. He repeats the word. What is the clue word and the pairing word? Marginalization. First he talks about socio-economic. Then he talks about marginalization. Then he talks about the factor, marginalization. Continuity of thought is important. So once you get this, in my opinion, 5 and 6 automatically. So what is the fifth sentence? The goal of poverty alleviation. Please underline the word alleviation, an important word. Alleviate means to reduce. The other day, last week we got this word, alleviate, SUH, means what? Reduce. Usually it goes with reduce pain or problems or difficulties or hardships. The goal of poverty alleviation program should thus not merely be increasing the income level of individual, household or group, but mainstreaming. Please underline the word mainstream. Mainstreaming marginalized in the development process of the country. What is the number here? And what is the last one? What are you left with? In order to achieve this, he says we have to do something. Then he gives a solution. In order to achieve this, this is quite obvious. The rapid economic growth process should accelerate. Please underline the word accelerate. Accelerate means what? Speed up. Accelerate the access to services like education and health services for all, especially the marginalized citizens. I would like to know how many of you have got the correct order. I appreciate those students. This is not, as I said, based on the clue words, you can get one thing. Based on the concepts, you can get another thing. But based on the concepts, higher level. What is the reason? I would like to ask the question, how many of you know the word, the meaning of marginalize? What does it mean? To push someone to a lower level. Marginalize means what? To make someone inferior, to put someone in a wrong situation or a bad situation. Here we use the word push. And push from where to where? Usually in this context we use the word mainstream. When someone gets marginalized, it means they're not part of the mainstream culture. That means they're not part of the society. Once you're not part of the society, then we use the expression marginalized. They don't get, and we also use the expression, please write the expression, underprivileged people. Underprivileged. And also one more expression. See, all these words when you write the essay you have to use. One is underprivileged. What is the spelling of the word privileged? Privileged. Privileges means what? Rights. Privilege means a special right. Underprivileged. But one more expression, downtrodden people. Downtrodden. Underprivileged, downtrodden, backward communities, more or less the same. They are not part of the mainstream. Downtrodden. See, when you write the essay, if you use all these words, these are called power words, then you get maximum marks. Please remember, when I take descriptive classes, I give a few power words. All these words come under world-class facilities. Power word. That's why he uses regularly. And underprivileged, downtrodden, all these are important words. Now let us go to If you read regularly, you find this easy, but if you don't read, I think a bit difficult. This close is easy in my opinion. After China, Bangladesh is the world's second largest manufacturer of ready-made garments. The industry is responsible for nearly 80% of the country's exports. The problem here, comma should be there. Otherwise, you cannot choose the correct option. I will read the sentence again, listen very carefully. The industry is responsible for nearly 80% of the country's exports, comma, pause, earning what? 19 billion annually, or about 13% of its GDP. So here, if you don't see the punctuation mark, it is very difficult to make out. What is the answer here? Earning is the right. How many of you have chosen this? That's really good. Amounts is not right. Approximate is not right. Totals, profit. If you read again, as I say, you think and you feel very confident. Earning something. And you will not have any ambiguity, and you will not go for second thought. One reading, you see the options, you know for sure it is earning something. Then you move on to the next one. But the industry is, here there is a clue for you. What is it? Regulated, whatever the word, and often dangerous. Dangerous is positive or negative? So here, can you use a positive word? Definitely not. We'll see the options. Closely, neither positive nor negative. Properly, positive. Carefully, positive. Poorly, negative. Well, positive. Now, which word do you think? So what is the answer here? But the industry is poorly regulated and often dangerously. Closely regulated, then you cannot say dangerous. Poorly regulated. I would like to know how many of you have got this one right. In 2005, a garment factory building collapsed, killing over 60 workers, and he's talking about a particular year. Imagine 2005, then he wants to talk about 2006. What will you say? The following year. Very good. So what is the answer here? You guys are doing extremely well today. That's a pleasant surprise for me. Since then, according to the Bangladesh chapter of the Washington DC, again I say reading habit, NGO. When we talk about NGOs, London-based NGO, New York-based NGO. So what is the word here? Which option is that? All these are a few seconds, you don't need minutes for these. Now are we left with one more? The first word of this sentence. In spite, straightforward, so straightforward, while straightforward accidents do of course occur. Sometimes after. So which one? Is it while or sometimes? How many of you have chosen while? That is the right answer, not sometimes. Based on what? Here, do of course occur. Then you have to read the remaining part of the sentence. Other factors contribute to an unsafe industry. So he wants to show a contrast, and he wants to continue the sentence. Then you have to use the word while straightforward accidents do of course occur, other factors contribute. So what is he trying to say? On one hand, straightforward accidents. On the other hand, other factors also contribute. So this is all about, I would like to, the class is not over. Can I? So I would like to take 10 minutes. Oh, that's very good. Today I'm going to do 2 explanations. That's why I could not get the words. Let me see whether I brought the words or not. No. But I will read out. I'll use a screen because there's so many words you can get from this passage and this paper. Now first you write the word accurate. Please try to do it quickly. Accurate means what? Accurate means what? Correct. Also write one more word. It also means authentic. Authentic. Then write the, already I've got the word implicit. Some I will ask you, tell me the meaning. Implicit means what? Implied. Then momentum, strength, especially while moving. Then justification. Please write the word justify. Sometimes in the descriptive paper they ask a question, they make a statement, then they say justify the statement. Justify the statement means what? You have to give evidence or proof and you have to make it right. Prove that it is right. That's an important word. Empirical. This is also an important one. Please write the word. I am giving the words from the passage. First we'll do that. Empirical. Empirical means what? Real, factual, and also verifiable. You can verify. Okay? A real, factual, verifiable. Have you copied? The next word, plausibility. There is a word plausibility in the passage. I'm sorry, plausibility. 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 What does it mean? Seems to be possible. Seems to be possible or probable. Also write the word probable. Possible or probable. Ominously already have got that word, whereof you got. In this passage, third paragraph, the last sentence, did not get around to it. Can you see that? Please write, it's an important phrasal verb. Get around. To deal with something successfully. To deal with something successfully. And another meaning, you got these words the other day. What do they mean? Cajole, coax. What is the meaning? Persuade. All the three mean the same. Persuade. Appropriate, you all know the word. What is the other word for that? Three-letter word. Please write the word apt. Apt means what? Appropriate. APT. Not the short form of apartment. No. This is an important word. This is also in the passage. Please write. And people mispronounce this word, intrigue. How do you pronounce it? Intrigue. It means, it has two different meanings. One meaning arouse, interest, or enthusiasm. Enthusiasm. Arouse interest or enthusiasm. That is one meaning. Second meaning, collude with someone to do something bad. Collude means what? To join hands with someone secretly. And this has a negative connotation. Second meaning is negative. First meaning is positive. Intrigue means what? You join hands with someone with the intention of killing someone or doing harm to someone. That is the meaning. Predominance means what? Are you guys interested to take these words? Predominance means what? One is the word dominance, something that is dominant, one meaning. But write the meaning large in number. Large in number. Predominance. Or greater in number. Inherent already you have got. Inherent means what? Built-in, ingrained, intrinsic, all these words. Acute also you have got. What is the meaning of the word acute? Severe. If you please take, go to close test, there is one expression. Please write, wake up call. Wake up call. I think the last but one sentence. Wake up call has two meanings. What is the first meaning? Alarm, or someone calls and says time to get up, wake up call. But here wake up call means something tells you that it is time to act or time to do something about the problem. Then we say wake up call. Have you understood? Okay, fine. Now write cutthroat competition, cutthroat business. There's one more expression here. Cutthroat business. Cutthroat business means what? Severe competition. Cutthroat means severe competition. Which one? You want an example? Like your competitive exam. That's right. Cutthroat competition. Today if you take bank exams, there is cutthroat competition. That's right. Very good. Perfect. So have you written that one? I think these are the words. But whatever, how many words do you think you have got today? Overall? About 20 or 25? Easily. I'm really sorry I could not present. Tomorrow I will try to get, based on these words, I'll try to get a few phrases and idioms. And time is also, it's almost 3:30. Shall I stop here? Earlier the better. Thank you.